Okay, we're in round 3. We have the choice. We'll play first. So we have white, black, and green. Yeah, that's a keeper. And we have the Mastery of the Unseen, which has been the MVP of this draft, despite us getting throttled match 1. All right, opponent's with us, so we'll open with an outpost and pass. And we're just going to play the Highland game before the Mastery. There's really no reason at all to rush the Mastery, since can't do anything until I have enough mana to support it. So in the meantime, we'll get a dude down, possibly start some beating. Start the beats. Another Abzan deck, perhaps. Could also be Sultai. All right, that was a good draw. So we're already at Master of the Unseen range, which is quite nice, but I think we're just going to do Mastery now and do a Battle Priest next turn, which gets even better if I draw another land. I imagine the opponent was reading Master of the Unseen, which is a good idea to do. All right, so swing into Morph, which is an interesting trade on his part, but an acceptable one. So we'll drop the Battle Priest now and pass. And yes, I could have just Masteried, but now if I get a land, I can Mastery plus Outlast, which I think is quite good. If I don't, I probably just Outlast anyway, but I hope I do. Did get the land, which is nice. So we're going to Outlast and pass, and we're going to start just Masterying. Next turn, we can likely get in with our dudes. Really? He's swinging? That's surprising. Well, I guess I could not block. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to block. I could actually just flip it up and gain life. So this turn, I guess we're just going to bash in for 6. So I think we're in a better racing position. You could have removal, which is fine. Dragon Scale Boon. All right, well, does work. So kills our pet, which I could flip here, but I'm not going to. So we'll allow that. Play a Crew Shock, and then pass. All right, took care of our Mastery of the Unseen. First time we've seen that. All right, so I think what we're going to do is just play Armament Core. And we're going to double buff our Battle Priest and then swing for a lot of damage. He can trade with our Crew Shock here. That's just fine. And he is, so in a pretty good spot here. Utter End is a good one, though. So we played against 2 Abzan decks, which I guess would explain why we had some difficulty finding Abzan cards, because we were sharing them. Karsi High Priest, okay. Not too concerned about that. Now we get to do Hateblade plus Crotique Bouncing Hateblade, which is also quite good. Not playing around Dune Blast, but I don't ever recommend playing around rares until you actually see a rare. Actually, I could also bounce the I might actually bounce the Armament Core here, because I'm so far ahead, and this actually is a good way to play around Dune Blast, because Now if he has Dune Blast, I get to come back with a 6/6. I guess he was a land short of it anyway, so doesn't really matter. But, I mean, he plays a blocker here. I can Armament Core double pump my Ambush Critique, make it a 7/7 trample. I think the Armament Core was the correct bounce, regardless of whether he had Dune Blast or not. Alright. So now he's just dead because we play Armament Core and we double buff our Critique, and he's got nothing after that. That is lethal. All right. So we drew well and got it. Yeah, our deck does good when we draw well. Absolutely. As you might expect. Because it'd be nice to see Wingmate Rock more than once. Figures, doesn't it? I get Wingmate Rock, I see it one game. Hey, that was a game I won in match 1 too. Isn't that weird? I see Wingmate Rock in a game and I win. That is so bizarre. Alright, so our opponent's Abzan just looked pretty. I didn't see that much. He's playing the 3/5 for 5. That's a bad sign for him. What are good spells we saw out of him? We saw Dragon Scale Boon, the Bloodsucker. So maybe he's just more of a mid-rangey one. I feel like the mid-rangey ones we have better matches against because of our Master of the Unseen. But then again, he showed us the. He's got the Utter End, so he's the out for our Master of the Unseen. I don't think we really have a sideboard in this match, so let's just try again. No white mana, which is a problem. But I think because our distribution is so good here, I'm going to keep this hand. I mean, if we get a white mana, Jeskai Student with Hunt the Weak becomes very nice. Brave the Sands is the 2-drop. That's pretty interesting. Alright, so we have the Student now, which is nice. And we have the mana to do our Armament Core into Ambush Critique, bouncing our Armament Core again, which is quite nice. Karu Bloodsucker, alright. Murderous Cut. I think I just play a land, swing into the Bloodsucker. Now you might be thinking, why am I swinging into the Bloodsucker? But the main reason is because I'm trading 1 for 2, granted, but I don't like the idea of him attacking into my Jeskai Student and me being unable to do anything about a Dragon Scale Boon. So I'd rather just take the 2 now and... Although I guess that thing has Vigilance, so maybe it's a moot point. But now he can't do Dragon Scale Boon, so... this seems like a good opportunity to kill his Morph, which I think I will do. So I think we're just going to hunt the Morph. And I guess I can't attack into Disowned Ancestor, so we'll just pass. Alright, well, we'll take it. If he's got Dragon Scale Boon, I'll make him do it next time. Okay, so now we get to, guess, play Armament Core, double pumping my Student, but then he can double block. Could see that being a problem. Well, in that case, let's just swing. Because I do have Dragon Scale Boon, so he certainly doesn't have a great block here. It's not even blocking, as a matter of fact. Alright, well, I'm satisfied with that, so. He's got 1 card left in hand, too. Jeez. Let's just get in And we'll drop the armament core. This is actually going to be really awkward, but I think it is correct. We're going to double pump here. Now, you might be wondering, well, why didn't you do that pre-combat? And I guess you make a reasonable point why I didn't do that pre-combat, but I kind of wanted to get... I think the reason I didn't do it pre-combat is I wanted the Dragon Scale Boon blowout. I feel like he was reasonably motivated to at least make a block there. No block is kind of weird, but now I'm just going to double pump that Crotique, get my core back. It splits my offensive up a little bit better. No plays. So we currently have 6 mana, which is enough to do Catch Defenses plus Murderous Cut. So why don't we do that? One card left in his hand, so see what it is. Utter End on the Armament Core. All right, it's acceptable. Losing that guy. All right. We've got Murderous Cut if we need it. Currently, I don't think that we do, but he is going to get in with some Vigilance damage, so I guess I just kill the Krumar. This protects me and makes good use of my mana at the moment. Alright, so now we pass. We have the Dragon Scale Boon for defense, which I think is an offer you can't refuse here. He kills our student. I've got Crotique follow-up, which is fine. Dragon Scale General. That's a pretty good one. It's not not that synergistic with Brave the Sands. I do have to mention that. Dragon Scale General and Brave the Sands, pretty non-bowish. It's just kind of funny. All right, Falconer. All right, Pet's a pretty nice one, so we'll get in. Once again, play Hardcast Pet because we can't morph and still play Crotique, and gives us a good blocker, so why not? Not sure why he did that. So he does get bolstered there, though, but that's pretty irrelevant since he has to chump block. All right, let's just win this. I don't want him to have another turn. All right, so deck performs well for us in matches 2 and 3, despite never drawing Wingmate Rock. When was it coming? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 turns later, I would have had my Wingmate Rock. So, yeah, I draft the best card in the format, lose round 1, much to my anger and frustration. Wins round 2 and 3 without the best card in the format, which is just how it goes, isn't it, folks? That's just funny. So I guess 2-1, certainly acceptable. Wish we could have taken this draft since this deck was certainly good enough. One of the better ones I've probably drafted, even though it was like underperformance of the Sentry in round 1 due to my opponent's amazing turn progression coupled with my mana problems. And round 2, just like a lackluster performance. We just eventually get a million manifest dudes out with Mastery of the Unseen. And then round 3, just have some actual solid draws that don't involve Wingmate Rock. So very unusual draft, but overall definitely a success. So we'll see you guys later.